Okay, let me recount to you a story that has been murmured around pit fires for a really long time. Picture this, a fresh pre-winter night, a gathering of companions assembled around a thundering fire, their countenances shining in the glinting light. One of them inclines in, voice low and serious, and starts the story. It was a night, very much like this one, when Sarah chose to pursue a faster route through the forest. She had done it oftentimes previously, yet something felt different that night. The air was weighty, the trees appeared to linger nearer, and the moon was clouded by dull, twirling mists. Sarah gripped her coat more tight and revived her speed. She could hear the dry leaves crunching underneath her boots and an intermittent hoot of an owl. As she strolled further into the forest, she saw the shadows appeared to move. From the get-go, she thought it was only her creative mind, yet soon she understood they were following her. She halted and turned around, squinting into the dimness, didn't yet see anything. With an anxious snicker, she kept strolling, letting herself know it was only the breeze playing stunts. Sooner or later, she happened upon an old flimsy house she had never seen. It remained in a little clearing, its windows broken, and the entryway hanging off its pivots. Regardless of each and every impulse, advising all her strolling, she felt attracted to it. Perhaps an imperceptible hand was pushing her forward. She hesitated at the threshold, peering into the darkness inside. Hi? Interest got the better of her, and she ventured inside. The air inside the house was cold and lifeless, and the flooring planks squeaked under her weight. She followed the tapping, which became stronger and more obstinate as she moved further into the house. It drove her to a thin flight of stairs that plummeted into the storm cellar. Remaining at the highest point of the steps, Sarah felt a flood of disquiet wash over her. She realized she ought to turn around, however something constrained her to proceed. In the focal point of the room was an old wooden seat, and sitting in the seat was a lady. Her back was to Sarah and she was tapping her fingers musically on the armrests. "Excuse me, are you okay?" Sarah asked, her voice shaking. Sarah went to look and saw a huge mirror set against the wall. In the mirror's appearance, she saw herself remaining close to the seat. However, there was no lady. She twirled around, yet the seat was vacant. Her heart beat in her chest as she stepped back, her eyes dashing around the room. Abruptly, the entryway at the highest point of the steps forcefully closed, diving the storm cellar into obscurity. Sarah bungled for her telephone and turned on the electric lamp, yet the light emission simply appeared to make the shadows further. She staggered back up the steps, her breath coming in terrified pants. At the point when she arrived at the top, she found the entryway locked. She beat on it, shouting for help. However, there was no reaction. She was caught. It was presently confronting her straightforwardly, and she could see her appearance plainly. Be that as it may, something was off base. Her appearance was grinning, a curved, pernicious smile that creeped her out. Sarah connected with contact the mirror, and as she did, her appearance did likewise. However, rather than cold glass, her hand met warm, tissue-like obstruction. She attempted to pull back, but her appearance's hand got a handle on hers firmly, pulling her nearer. She felt herself being brought into the mirror, her general surroundings twisting and misshaping. She shouted, yet no sound emerged. The following morning, a gathering of explorers tracked down Sarah's body in the forest, right outside the old house. Her face was frozen in a look of sheer fear, her hand outstretched as though going after something. The actual house was gone, leaving only a vacant clearing where it once stood. In this way, my companions, on the off chance if you at any point end up in those woods into the evening, be careful. For the spirits, they are fretful, and they are continuously searching for new spirits to go along with them. A fulfilled grin playing all the rage as the fire snaps and the night develops more obscure around the gathering. Okay, let me recount to you a story that has been murmured around pit fires for a really long time.